Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah. Thank you so much for being here. Today I will be guiding you through a yang-yin class. So the first part of class will be more active. We will be flowing, we will be moving. And then the second part of class will be much more restorative, much more yin style, more gentle. We will be holding the poses for longer periods of time. Make this practice feel right for you. Do whatever you need to. Take breaks, take water. Remember that this is your practice. For class today, you will want to have one yoga block. If you do not have a block, you can also use a book. That will work great. And we will be using that towards the end of class. Let's come up to stand in mountain pose, facing the front of the mat. Feet can be together with a small space between the heels, or feet can be about hip distance apart. Shoulders come down away from the ears. Stand up nice and tall here. And as you inhale, reach your arms up. Gaze up towards the hands if you like. And as you exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands onto your shins. Reach your heart forward. Hips go back. As you exhale, fold down over the legs. You can have the knees nice and bent. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Moving through some half sun salutations. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen out through your spine. Reach the heart forward. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Knees can be nice and bent. As you inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale to fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach up. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand side. Bend over towards the right side. Come back through center as you inhale. And as you exhale, switch sides. Side bend over towards the left. Maybe gazing towards the right elbow. Come back through center. Cactus your arms, bending the elbows to about 90 degrees. Gazing up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for your neck. Opening up the heart space. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Bend deeply into your right knee. Right hand will plant down, or right fingertips can tent down. Left hand will come onto your low back. Gaze up towards the sky over your left shoulder. And then if you would like to, you can extend the left arm up. Take one more breath right here. Good. Release the left hand down to the ground, switching sides. Left knee will bend generously. Left fingers will tent up onto the ground. Right hand to your low back. Start to come into your twist, looking over the right shoulder. And then if you would like to, the right arm can extend up towards the sky. Good. Release the right hand down. Fold over the legs. Come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Reach the arms up. Grab onto the left wrist with your right hand. Side bend over towards the right. Come back through center. Switch sides. Left hand to the right wrist. Side bend over towards the left. Lengthening out the right side of your body. Come back through center. Cactus your arms. Bending the elbows to about 90 degrees. Arching your back. Lifting the heart up. Inhale, back through center, arms reach up. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Bend deeply into your right knee. Right hand will plant down. Left hand will come to your low back. And then if you would like to, the left arm can reach up, looking towards the left shoulder or up towards the left hand. Good. Bring the left hand down and simply switch sides. Left knee will bend generously. Right knee will straighten out. Left hand down. Right arm will extend up. Or you can keep the hand on your low back if that works better for you. Good. Release. Find your forward fold. Come all the way up as you inhale. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale to fold down. Plant your hands down to the mat. Fingers spread nice and far apart. Step both feet back to plank pose. And take it back into your downward facing dog. Your knees can be as bent as they need to be here. Lift your hips up high towards the sky. And send your chest back towards your thighs. When you breathe out, start to make your way to the top of your mat. Feet will meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Inhale, reach. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out through your spine. Plant your hands down, fingers are spread nice and far apart. Step both feet back, plank pose. From here, drop your knees down, lower all the way down to the ground. Keep your hands just where they are, peel your heart up, lifting the chest up. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, lower down. Once more, just like that, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower the chest down. Make your way back to downward facing dog. You can come up through tabletop or through plank, whatever works for you. From here, as you breathe out, make your way once again to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold down over the legs. Step your right foot back. Right knee will come down. Untuck your toes, or you can keep them tucked. It's up to you. Rise up. Arms will reach up overhead. Low lunge. Think about sending your hips forward a little bit, but still staying strong and engaged through the lower body. Bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift up the knee. And then when you're ready, step the left foot back to downward facing dog, lifting the hips up and back. Right foot will step forward now in between the hands. Left knee will lower down. You can do whatever you like with the toes. Rise up, arms overhead. One more breath here. Bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck your left toes under, lift up the knee, and step the left foot forward, top of your mat. As you inhale, take a half lift, reach the heart forward. Exhale to fold. From here, step your left foot back of the mat, lower the knee down, reach up, low lunge. Bring the hands down, step back as you're ready to downward facing dog. Left foot will step forward. Right knee will come down. Reach the arms up overhead, low lunge. Bring the hands down. Step the right foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold down. Step the right foot back. Right knee will lower down. Reach your arms up. Bring your hands down. Step the left foot back to downward facing dog. Right foot will step forward in between the hands. Left knee will come down, low lunge. Bring your hands down to frame the right foot. Step forward, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Left foot will step back. Back of the mat once more on this side. Rise up. Big full breath here. Bring your hands down. Step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Send your chest towards the thighs. Step your left foot through in between your hands. Lower the right knee down. Reach your arms up. Good. Bring your hands down to the mat and step their left foot back. Downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here before we move on. Begin to walk your hands back to your feet at the back of your mat. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, fold right back down. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat into a plank pose. Once you're here, we're coming into side plank on the right side. So the left arm will reach up. If you would like to, you can bring the right knee down to the mat so the right leg is bent. Or you can have both legs long. Feet can be stacked or staggered. Good, bring the left hand down. Make your way back into your high plank. From here, we're doing that on the other side. So left hand will be down, right arm will be up. And if you would like to, the left knee can come down. Bring the right hand down, back into your high plank. Take your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands back once again to your feet, back of your mat. Rise all the way up to stand, arms overhead. As you exhale, fold right back down. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat, plank pose. Moving through the side plank flow a few times. Right hand will be down, left arm will be up. If you would like to, you can look towards the left fingers. Bring the left hand down. Rotate towards side plank on the other side. Right arm will reach up. You can look towards the right fingers if you'd like. Bring the right hand down, back into plank pose. Downward facing dog. Stay in your downward facing dog and breathe. Good. Walk your hands back to your feet, back of your mat. Fold down over your legs. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale to fold right back down. Walk your hands out into plank pose, top of your mat. Right hand will be down, left arm will reach up as you come into side plank on the right side. Bring the left hand down to the mat so you're back in high plank and switch sides. Left hand is down, right arm will reach up. You can look wherever you like. Right hand will come down to the mat. Take it back into your downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to the back of your mat. Come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Take a couple of breaths here. Feel your breath moving in and out. Feel your heart beating. Feel your body working hard. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold down over your legs. Walk your hands out into plank pose. Lower down onto your right forearm and then the left forearm. If you would like to drop your knees down, you can do that. Palms are down, fingers are spread out nice and far apart. Good. From here, come back up onto the left hand and then the right hand. You're in a high plank. If you needed to set your knees down to do that, that is okay. Take your hips up and back into downward facing dog. We're going to move through that a few times so you'll get the hang of it. As always, if you need to put your knees down, you can do that. Walk your hands back to your feet, back of the mat. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, fold right back down over the legs. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat. Take your time to lower down onto your forearms. Shoulders are over top of the elbows. The forearms are parallel to one another. Come back up into your high plank. And then send your hips back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, back of the mat. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale to fold right back down with a nice, strong, long back body. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat one more time, just like this. Lower down onto the left forearm and then the right forearm. Shoulders are over top of the elbows and forearms are parallel to one another. Come back up onto the right hand and then the left hand. Take it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. As you exhale, downward facing dog, send those hips up and back. A few more times, just like that. Inhale, plank, shoulders over top of the wrists. Exhale, down dog. 2 more, inhale, plank. As you breathe out, take it back, downward facing dog. 1 more time, inhale forward. Exhale, downward facing. Come forward into plank. Lower your knees down to the ground and lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Once you are there, bring one hand over top of the other and rest your forehead onto your hands. Take this time to rest. Connect back in with your breath. Notice the pace of your breath. Notice the flow of your breath. Observe if the inhales are longer than the exhales, or if the exhales are longer than the inhales. Notice how you are feeling right now. From here, we'll start to make our way into Sphinx pose. So we'll prop ourselves up onto our forearms, similar to forearm plank. Elbows will be underneath the shoulders, and the forearms are parallel to one another, parallel to the long edges of the mat. Lift your chest up, shoulders down away from the ears, and press your forearms down into the mat to lift up out of this pose a little bit more. If this doesn't feel good for your low back, I encourage you to bring your legs farther away from one another, so your feet can even be off of your mat. And if this feels like too much, another thing you can do is you can bring your forearms further away from you, so elbows won't be underneath the shoulders. Make any adjustments that you need to. And then start to come into the pose and find some stillness. So for this yin part of the class, the second part of the class, I will be talking a lot less. We'll be moving slower, so I will have less instruction to give. And during this quiet part of the class, I invite you to focus inward. Perhaps you close your eyes. You really just focus on your breath, on yourself, and on your practice. Lower your chest down. Bring one hand over top of the other and rest your forehead onto your hands for just a few breaths. If you would like to, you can bend your knees and you can take your legs from side to side. Extend your legs long once again. Find stillness here. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and come on up into a tabletop on hands and knees, all fours. Coming in to thread the needle. As you inhale, reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, bring the right arm through underneath you, resting down on the right ear and the right shoulder. You can keep the left hand just where it is. Or if you would like to, you can walk your left hand out towards the left top corner of your mat. Or if you would like to, you can also bring the left hand to your low back or towards the right hip. Make any adjustments that you need to as you come into this pose. And then find stillness. We'll stay here for just a little bit longer. Bring the left hand back so it's just in front of your face, grounding down into the left hand. Reach your right arm back up towards the sky. Releasing from this pose, place your right hand down onto the mat. Moving right over to the other side, reach your left arm up, inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left arm through underneath you, resting down on the left ear, left shoulder. The right hand can stay just where it is, or you can walk the left fingers out towards the top right corner of your mat. Or you can bring the right hand to the low back, or towards the left hip. Come to a place where you can simply breathe and stay in the pose. If you are uncomfortable, come out of it, make an adjustment. Come back into it when you feel ready. Place the right hand back on the mat so it's just in front of your face. Ground down into the right hand so that you can reach the left arm all the way up to the sky. And bring the left hand down so you're back in a tabletop. From here, bring the big toes to touch, coming into a child's pose. Knees can be as far apart as you like. You'll start to sit the hips back towards the heels. Reach the arms out in front of you and rest your forehead down onto the ground or onto your block or even onto stacked hands. If this feels like too much of a stretch in your hips and in your lower body, you can bring the knees closer together. And if you would like more sensation or more of a stretch in this pose, you can experiment with bringing the knees farther apart. If your hips aren't coming close towards the heels or close towards the ground, you can try bringing a pillow or a blanket or something like that in between your shins and your thighs, in between your hips and your heels. Begin to walk your hands towards your body, coming out of your child's pose nice and slowly, taking all the time that your body is asking for. And then from here, we're going to use our block as we come into a seated side bend. So come into a cross-legged position, grabbing onto your block. Begin by bringing your right hand to the block. The block is on the right side of you, in between the knee and the hip. Right hand to the block and reach your left arm up. From here, lower your forearm onto the block, right forearm to the block. You can also change the height of your block. So right forearm is down, left arm is reaching up and over, side bending towards the right. From here, bring the left hand towards the back of your head. And this will just provide a little bit more support and comfort in this side bend. You can look wherever you like, maybe just underneath the left elbow, or you can close your eyes. And you can change the position of your right forearm on the block to make this a little bit more comfortable for your body. Take 2 more breaths here. And start to come up nice and slowly. Bring your hands on your knees and just take a couple of breaths. Shoulders over top of the hips. Notice any sensations in your body at this time. Notice how you are feeling. And we'll do the other side now. So bring the block to the left side. Your left hand is going to come onto the block. You can have the block on whichever height you like. And the right arm will reach up and over towards the left. And then as you're ready from here, the left forearm will come onto the block. And then once you are here, bring the hand to the back of your head, cradling and supporting your head. You can look wherever feels good for you. It also might feel good to close your eyes here. We'll be here for a little bit longer. Bring your left hand down towards the left hip and take your time to ease out of this big side bend. Once you are in center, bring your hands on your knees. Just take a couple of grounding breaths. From here, you can place your block off to the side of your mats and make your way all the way down onto your back. Once you are on your back, we're coming right into Shavasana. Take up as much space, as much room as you would like on your mat. Feet can go towards the top 2 corners of your mat. Or if it feels better, you can have your knees bent, providing a little bit more comfort for your low back. If you would like to feel a little bit more connected with your breath in Shavasana, you can bring one hand or both hands on your belly, feeling your belly rise and press into your hands. As you inhale, and then as you exhale, allow the belly to move back down towards the earth. Arrive in your Shavasana. Come to a place where you can rest. When you become distracted, when thoughts pull you away from your yoga practice, can you use your breath to bring yourself back? Enjoy this time for yourself here. I'll bring you back when it is time. Take your time to bend your knees and make your way over to one side, using one arm as a pillow to rest your head on. Just taking a few breaths here. And then when you feel ready, you can press yourself up into a seated position to close off our class. I really hope that this class felt good for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I upload a new yoga class every Friday, or every second Friday, depending on the week. And I really hope you'll check out some of the other videos I have on my channel. I have around 75 videos on there now. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.